Man, we took a little bit of a blow when it came to ADA yesterday. We got hit with a little bit of negative news. Now, this actually has to do with institutional money and ADA, in fact, being removed. Now, you might be wondering what I'm talking about. Well, Grayscale tends to dabble with ADA when it comes to institutional money. In fact, they've had several funds that have held ADA, and what we saw was actually the removal of ADA from the digital large cap fund. Now, I think this came as kind of a surprise to people. It's actually been here in a while. It did not make up a huge percentage of here. I'm trying to remember what it was, like 2% or 1% or something like that. But you can see right now they are very, very heavy in both Bitcoin and Ethereum. 92% of this fund is made up by those assets. And then they hold some Solana, they hold some XRP, they hold some Avalanche. So it looks like right now they're trying to ride the buzz wave, the hype wave. Okay. Solana's obviously performed incredibly well early in this market cycle. Again, I've always said that doesn't mean it's going to perform well later, but obviously they can do what they want. XRP, possible conclusion of the Ripple v SEC case at any time here means that XRP price could move in a very short period of time, just off hype. Avalanche, AVAX has done incredibly well early in this market cycle. Again, riding that hype wave. Right now, ADA is not necessarily the hype, and that's okay. All right. That is completely fine. Now, does this mean, first and foremost, Charles Hoskinson reacted to this. He said, Wall Street give, Wall Street take, saying kind of is what it is. It's nice when they add, it sucks when they remove. And that might be why, obviously, we've seen a little bit of negative movements in terms of ADA price over the last 24 hours. Now, I will say this. Does this mean that institutional money is done with ADA? Does it mean Grayscale is done with ADA? No, not at all. In fact, if we take a look at their their smart contract platform, X Ethereum fund, ADA makes up a good portion of this. And they've floated typically between, I think it's about 15 and 20% is about where it tends to live in here. Okay. And right now it makes up about 14.56% of this. So that, or not about, it does make up 14.56% of this. So no, they're not done with ADA at all. In fact, it is still their largest holdings in one of their other funds. It's just not in the large cap fund anymore. Now, my positive spin on this is, let's say they want to add ADA back to this fund. They have to buy it on the open market. So that's a great sign. It would not surprise me if at some point, when prices do start getting moving here, whether it be, pre-halving, post-halving, if ADA starts performing extremely well again, it would not surprise me if they add ADA back to this. That's what they do. They tend to follow trends. They tend to add things that they think are going to perform well. They're not going to put in something that, is performing poorly, right? It's the reason why you don't see something like, Matic in there, or for example, Matic is in their smart contract platform, X Ethereum fund, but it's a smaller percentage because it hasn't been performing that well. And this isn't a dog Matic or anything like that. I'm just using an example. So again, is this a big deal? No, not really. This is kind of again, toes in the water when it comes to institutional money. ADA is barely being used. And in fact, I should have had this pulled up. I believe the net flow for this month for last month was $1.1 million. So we are actually seeing a net positive flow into institutional money. I'm curious to see what it is after this, but we're kind of in that weird phase where it's very, very early on still. And we don't know what direction there is going to be. We don't know what kind of interest there is from institutional money. We've talked about spot ETFs being launched overseas. And I think that eventually we're going to get to this point where that starts to become the case over here in the US. There's a different process we have to go through, right? We have to go through Bitcoin, which we've done. We have to go through Ethereum, which they're working on. You have to go through, XRP and Solana and ADA and all these different things, but it takes time. So I want to hear everybody's thoughts on this. I want to hear what your spin is, whether you think this is bad, whether you think this is good, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below. Have a great day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.